What's going on, everyone? Back at the shop today. In the last video we got the car back there kind of up and going. Since then I've been dialing in the tune a little more and actually taking it on the street, kind of dialing that in. It's still got a little ways to go, but it's pretty close. I took it out on the highway today. Ended up doing legal speeds. Anyways, so that's pretty close, but I don't know if I ever mentioned it in a video, but the hood does not close on the intake. It's too tall, and even if I kind of moved some stuff around and played around with it, it'd still be a little too tight. So I'm going to cut the hood. I looked at just buying a Cowl hood, and I can't find any of them for under like $500 near me. And even just putting in like one of those universal hood scoops, those are like $200 to $300. So I figure if I've got to cut it anyway, if I'm doing one of those hood scoops, then I'll just try to make my own, at least at first. So what I've got going here is, so what I did is I measured from the center out and kind of just put little pieces of tape up along the way to kind of mark it. Measured the same on this side, and then once I had kind of a nice guide, I just ran one long strand and then I did double check end to end to make sure lengths are all even all the way across, which is funky because it looks like it bows in, but it doesn't. And then I figure right around here is where I'll stop the cutting, so it'll kind of hopefully nicely gradually come up. And then I'm gonna keep the louvers, end up cutting those out eventually and putting in actual ones to help with heat extraction. But anyways, that's what I got. I'm gonna set you up and start going to town before I gotta leave the shop today. So we got the hood all kind of separated here. What I noticed is that underneath, so there's obviously two layers for the support, but there's all those kind of glue spots, and you got to separate that. But I mean, that centerpiece has to get cut out anyway for the clearance, so I'll have to cut that the rest of the way out. And then I got to figure out how I want to set this up. I'm gonna see if this will be enough to stick in there to give a nice curve. Otherwise I might have to try and find something smaller. I'm gonna play around with that and see what I can figure out. got here. Nice, slim, sleek kind of lift. At the back, it's just about a inch and a half height. So that'll be perfect, I think. And then I think it came out perfect as far as how big it is. Because I think it'll, I mean, granted, the tape lines kind of mess it up, but I think it'll end up suiting these louvers perfectly once they're actually on there. But I think it's gonna look amazing. Especially once it's actually on the car. And I've thought about, even once we get kind of the arch here on the side, maybe putting in like little slots there, but I don't know. We'll see how that ends up going. But otherwise, yeah, this is roughly how she's gonna end up looking. So now I kind of just gotta figure out how to go ahead and make those side pieces. Alrighty, so in the last clip we left off kind of having some supports here to give a general idea, and I got my first, I just got done grinding the rest of it, but I got the first little support there on either side. So I'll cut a couple extra pieces out of that sheet metal stuff that I have sitting there, and I'll just make a couple extra supports, probably like right on the end there, and then one down here, do that on both sides, and then I'll cut the longer pieces and weld those in, and hopefully make pretty quick work of this thing. Like 3 hours later, I finally Got it mocked up. Obviously still have to trim the ridges there and get that cut to shape. But here she kind of is. And then I still got to buy louvers to throw in there. I'm not quite sure because most of the louvers I've seen are gonna fit this general cutout, but not where it slants up there. So I'm not quite sure what I'll do with that. But yeah, I mean, overall, this thing should look pretty good once it's all ground down and painted. But yeah, that's about where she's gonna be. I'm just gonna finish stitch welding that all, and then I'll have to throw on some JB weld as kind of like a filler, and then probably some actual body filler, and then prime and do all that. So I'll get onto that, I guess. Another 2 hours later or so, and we got just about all the welding done. That's hopefully all put together. So now I got to load up some flap wheels and go to town on sanding, which is going to be even less fun, but at least we're getting close. So let's go do that. 10 hours worth of work or whatever it's been. We got the hood just about ready here. It's not perfect. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but there are like some low spots from where I got a little too crazy with the welder, and kind of warped it, but overall it's not bad. Got it all sanded down with 320, and then once Kelsey gets here, I'm gonna have her help me bring it outside, and I'll just shoot some primer on it. And I don't think I'm gonna throw any black on it. Maybe I will. We'll see, I guess. But yeah, that's where we're at now. So just gonna sit around for like the next hour. Gonna work on doing door pins on that thing. And just wait for Kelsey to get here. So I will cut back in about an hour or so. Alrighty, so we obviously got it all primered up, and had Kelsey help me get it on the car. And it looks like with all the heat and whatnot, and obviously having the whole center section and bracing cut out, it probably warped a little bit, so that's a little bit unfortunate. I'll have to figure something else out for that. But overall, this thing looks amazing. You could see when it was wet a few more of the imperfections, but now that it's dried up, it looks a lot cleaner. So eventually I'll have to go back at it and get it a little more flat. Obviously it's a little hard to tell how good it is while it's unprimered, but still, I mean, it looks great, I think, for being an at-home-ish job. And then the plan is to get some louvers in here, but the only company I've found that makes any for these 82 to 84 hoods is Track Spec, and they want like 350 bucks for them, which is a little more than I'd like to spend. So maybe I'll bite the bullet on it. Otherwise, maybe I can find like a used set or something. But for right now, I'll just keep it like that. Worst case, maybe I'll just build my own. I tried out the 85 and up ones over here, and I'll just show you guys. They're a little too wide and not quite long enough. So, I mean, you could go and cut the hood a bunch, but it really just wouldn't sit well. But that general idea, I think, would look amazing if we could get some real functioning louvers in there. So yeah, I guess we'll figure out something for that. But yeah, that's about gonna be the end of this video. It was definitely a good chunk of work, but I think it turned out pretty good. Better than going and spending like, you know, 400, 500, 600 bucks on a hood and probably getting similar fitment issues. And plus, I think once I get some louvers, it'll look real good like this, and I haven't seen any other company that does it with the stock style louvers. Yeah, anyways, that's gonna be it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Not sure what that's gonna end up being yet, but I will see you then. Peace out. Thanks for watching.